The world of mathematics is full of wonders. Speak your thought, walk your talk, and make these wonders a reality. Good day, Puerto Princesa. This is Sir Jeff, your guide as we journey to an exciting and amazing world of pre-calculus. And to all grade 11 students, just relax, enjoy, and appreciate the beauty of mathematics. Get your paper and pen ready as we begin to study the topic for this episode. Hello grade 11 learners! This is our first episode of Pre-Calculus Journey. At the end of the lesson, we will be able to identify the different conic sections based on double right circular cone, describe conic sections, and distinguish conics from degenerate conic sections. Before we begin our discussion, let's start with a short activity and see if you are ready for our lesson. Read each question carefully. Write the letter of the correct answer.
Which of the following is not a degenerate conic section? A. Point. B. Line. C. Plane. D. Two intersecting lines.
If your answer is letter C, that is correct.
If the cutting plane passes through the base and goes through the slant height of one cone only, the figure formed is an open curve called A. Circle, B. Parabola, C. Ellipse, D. Hyperbola.
If your answer is letter B, that is correct.
If the cutting plane is tilted or in diagonal position, the section formed by cutting the slant height of a cone is a closed figure called A. Circle, B. Parabola, C. Ellipse, D. Hyperbola.
If your answer is letter C, that's correct.
When the cutting plane intersects both cones from one base of a cone to another base of the second cone, it forms two identical curved sections called A. Circle, B. Parabola, C. Ellipse, D. Hyperbola.
If your answer is letter D, that is correct.
If a plane is parallel with the base and passes through the slant height of the cone, the intersection between them forms a closed figure called A. Circle, B. Parabola, C. Ellipse, D. Hyperbola.
If your answer is letter A, that is correct. How many correct answers did you get? Wow, that's great! Now, let's deepen your understanding about conic sections. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy our lesson. A conic section, or simply conic, is a curve formed by the intersection of a cutting plane and a double right circular cone. Conic sections are classified into four: circle, ellipse, parabola, and hyperbola. These curves differ not only in their shape, but in their characteristics as well.
If a plane is parallel with the base and passes through the slant height of the cone, the intersection between them forms a closed figure called circle. By looking straight into the sliced section, you can observe the circle formed. If the cutting plane is tilted or in diagonal position, the section formed by cutting the slant height of a cone is a closed figure called an ellipse. The ellipse, which is similar to an oval, is shown in this figure, which is taken from the sliced section of a cone. If the cutting plane passes through the base and goes through the slant height of one cone only, the figure formed is an open curve called the parabola. This open section is shown in this figure. When the cutting plane, not necessarily vertical, intersects both cones from one base of a cone to another base of the second cone, it forms two identical curved sections called hyperbola. These open curves are mirror of each other, with their openings at opposite directions.
Aside from the four conic sections discussed a while ago, there are other ways for a plane and the cone to intersect, and that is when the plane passes through the common vertex of the two cones. If that is the instance, it forms the last three special cases: point, line, and two intersecting lines. These three cases are not curves, but are also the possible results of the intersection of a plane and the double right circular cone. Therefore, they are not conics, but are referred to as degenerate conic sections.
The first case is when a horizontal plane passes through the common vertex or points of the two cones. The intersection of the plane and the cone is simply a single point. The second case is when the plane passes through the sides of the two cones and is parallel with these sides. It forms a single straight line. The last case is when the plane is vertical, cuts the two cones from upper base to lower base. The section formed is a pair of intersecting lines. Given the crafts made in Palawan and different structures in Puerto Princesa City, identify their associated conic section. These large masks made by the Palawan tribe are shaped similar to one of the conic sections we call ellipse. One of the oldest churches in Palawan is the Immaculate Conception Cathedral Church. This massive construction has ceilings that are supported by arc-like structures that resembles one of the conic sections, and that is parabola. Mortar and pestle is used to prepare ingredients or substances by crushing and grinding them into a fine paste or powder. This ancient device, particularly the circular mortar bowl, is comparable to one of the conic sections called circle. Basketball, or any ball, is obviously shaped like a circle. And what's special about basketball is not just being circle, but the unique design of its surface that resembles a conic section called the hyperbola. Puerto Princesa Sports Complex is a place for different sports events, both locally and internationally. The oval-like track is similar to one of the conic sections called ellipse.
Grade 11 learners, are you enjoying our lesson? Let's have some fun and answer activity 2.
Given the four conics A, B, C, and D, which among these sections has a closed curve figure? Check the box below. If it is not a closed figure, put an X instead. As discussed, these four conic sections are formed by cutting two right circular cones using a plane. In conic A, the cutting plane intersects both cones from the base of the first cone to the base of the second cone. Hence, a hyperbola is formed. As mentioned earlier, a hyperbola with two identical curves has openings at opposite directions. Therefore, it is not a closed curve. In conic B, the cutting plane is parallel with the base and passes through the slant height of the cone. By looking straight into the sliced section, we can observe that a circle is formed. And as we all know, circle is a closed figure. In conic C, the cutting plane is tilted or in diagonal position. The section formed by cutting the slant height of a cone is a figure called ellipse. The ellipse, which is similar to an oval, is also a closed figure, just like the circle. In conic D, the cutting plane passes from the base and goes through the slant height of one cone. The figure formed is an open curve called parabola. Hence, it is not a closed figure.
Are you having fun, grade 11 learners? I bet you are. Let's have more activities.
Using the diagram below, differentiate the conic sections from the degenerate conic sections. On the left box, write the distinct characteristics of conic sections. On the right box, write the distinct characteristics of degenerate conic sections. And in the middle, write the common characteristics of both conic sections and degenerate conic sections. Choose among the randomly arranged statements below and copy your answers inside the box. For conic, the answer is statement B. When a plane intersects the double right cone without crossing its common vertex at the center, these curved sections are formed. For degenerate, the answer is statement A. These are the three cases that are not curves but are also possible results of the intersection of the plane and the double right circular cone. And for both, the answer is statement C. These are the set of all possible results of the intersection of the plane and the double right circular cone.
We are now done explaining and applying all the information we've learned from our topic. Now, let us summarize our lesson by answering another activity.
Given the following statements, identify the conic section described in each of them. A plane cuts the double right cone from one base to another base and passes through the common vertex in the middle. The answer is two intersecting lines. Number 2. A plane cuts the double right cone from one base going to its length height. The answer is line. Number 3. A plane cuts the cone from its length height where the plane is parallel to the base of the cone. The answer is circle. Number 4. The double right cone is cut by a plane from one base to another base, but without passing through the common vertex. The answer is hyperbola. Number 5. A plane that is parallel with the two bases cuts the double right cone from its common vertex. The answer is point. Number 6. A plane that is not parallel with the base of double right cone passes through the slant height of a cone. The answer is ellipse. And number 7. A plane passes from one base of a cone going to its slant height without intersecting the second cone. The answer is parabola.
Before we end our episode, let's have a short quiz to measure if we attain our learning objectives. Go get your paper and pen and answer these questions. Congratulations, grade 11 students! You have completed all the activities from the lesson in this episode. Hopefully, you have learned a lot and put all your acquired learnings into practice by exploring this beautiful subject, pre-calculus. Once again, I am Sir Jeff. See you on more exciting episodes only here on Puerto Princesa Dream TV.